Hello, everyone. I am trying to figure out how close sorry. I'm messing with my camera again because I rewatched one of my videos. Sorry, I'm going to mess with this a little bit. I messed with one of my videos and I saw I was like really far away, which was really annoying. Hi, Linda. And then I'm trying to figure out why Facebook has changed this setting and why it's so hard for me to fix. Anyway, today I want to do 3, 2, 1 scrapbook page. But before I do, I just want to show you, you're going to be getting a few little shaker cards popping up as posts on my feed because I've been playing around a lot with that die. Hi, Sally. This die makes the really cool little snow globes, and I was just like, I'll make a snow globe shaker. And then I use those fun little snowflake pieces inside the shaker. And then I thought maybe something Christmassy would be nice, so I used a little lawn fawn cat. And then this is that cute little girl eating cookies. I was like, she's cute. I'll try it with the close to my heart cookies, and I put those in my shaker. This one doesn't shake as well for some reason. I think it's I piled it up instead of laying it flat. That wasn't very smart. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. You'll be seeing those where you can kind of get a closer view. So today I have two things. One, I got my scrapbooking order early, 2 days early. As a matter of fact, I got it yesterday afternoon. And so I think I'm going to do this project and then end this live, and then I'm going to go live again to show you the stuff that I got in case you're interested. That way you don't get stuck watching this crazy video full of product. You know, the product sharing thing can get old, and some people really, really love it. But just in case you're not one, I don't want you to have to watch it in order to see this cool project. Okay, so Jeanette Lynton, scrapbooker extraordinaire. I was thinking of making a shaker card Friday, actually, and then I realized I'm going to St. Louis Friday, so I won't be live on Friday. But I will make a shaker card, and I'll show you from start to finish, you know, how easy it can be. I thought about even making that our project for this month for people who order. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about 3, 2, 1. So there is a blog called Make It From Your Heart. It is a close to my heart blog, and it is still there. It's not active anymore. In other words, like you can't really post on it, and they're not posting anything else, but it's still there. And so if you do a little Google search, CTMH, like close to my heart, 3, 2, 1 blog, it will take you to a page. They've done it twice, so there's two things that where they did like a 6x8 album, 6x8 pages album, and you take 12x12 sheets and you cut them into 3-inch strips, 2-inch strips, and 1-inch strips. And it just takes, you know, pieces of cardstock and like 6 sheets of pattern paper, and you end up with this gorgeous little daily 6x8 style album that would fit in here, and it would be perfect for like a December daily kind of thing or something like that, right? So I'm seriously thinking that 3, 2, 1 may be a cool project to do for one of our evenings. Like we could do it together or something, because you can use any of your Christmas paper stash, and then you can put a photo each day on that, you know, on each page. It's just a cool idea. It's a cool idea. Well, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking. In the meantime, so everybody after 321 was so popular with the December daily thing and the cool way to make a very fast scrapbook gift for people. People were like, okay, Jeanette, we need a 12 by 12 321 scrapbook idea. And so also on the blog is well, I call it 321, but it's really not. It is there's no snappy name for it. It's a 5, 3, 1.5 and half. And then there's like a 2-inch strip left over. But basically that's for 12-inch pages. And I thought, well, this is kind of a fun idea for using some of the papers that we have been, you know, you accumulate, and you don't need gobs and gobs of paper to make this. And especially if you don't want to do like a big formula of lots of pages that are the same pattern. So let me show you what I did. And we're going to make one page today together. Okay. So first, let me show you the concept, okay? I got all these little project ideas on here. So you cut, I had this, you know, I have this retro paper that I really, really like. It is, I don't know the name of it. Help me. But it is part of that Stampin' Up pack that has all those little retro papers. And I bought extra of it because, look at that. Awesome. I don't know. It brings back childhood memories for me. It may not be for everybody, but gosh, I love it. And so I bought an extra pack of it. And then I'm like, I gotta do something with this. And the patterns are a little bit busy. And so I thought, okay, this is perfect for the 321 idea. So I cut, let me get some of the sheets off of my desk. Okay, so I cut one sheet down to 5 inches. And then I couldn't decide if I wanted to go rosemary or glacier, which in their words are like pool party, and I'm not sure what color that is. What is that, Heather? It's not gray granite, but it's close. It's a grayish color. I should have kept the little, see, I put light rosemary's close to that. It may be that. Anyway, I can't decide which one I like more. So you can help me decide that. And then I cut this one into 1.5. And then I cut a glitter strip into half. And the cool thing, let's just use this one for now. The cool thing about this pattern idea is that you can mix this up any way you want to make all of your pages, you know, depending on your pattern, you can make your pages look really different. So you can arrange them in different ways to make your pages look really cool. Another idea is, you know, to turn it and make it vertical, you know. So many ideas, so many things you could do. And then of course you put your photo mats on, you know, you put your photos on, and it makes like a really cool page, right? And the idea is if you have multiple pieces of paper all cut 5, 3, 1.5, and a half, you can make like almost a whole scrapbook or a whole thing, a whole baby book, a whole Christmas, you know, your whole Christmas thing, all on the same papers, but looking a little different. And so this is what I'm using today, but I want to show you a couple pages that I already did, just to show you how you can rearrange a little bit. Okay, so it's hard to see. Let me try to raise up. I would try to zoom my camera out, but you know, Facebook not cooperating on that. All right, so I love this. I love this look. I love the colors. I love how cool it looks. And you got to realize that, you know, once you get your photos on here, it won't be quite so, you know, like bold in your face with the oranges and stuff. But it is a really neat kind of concept, right? So on this one, I used that Full of Life 6x6 paper, and you get 4 sheets. So I used 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just put them across, and I cut them down to 5 inches. And then there was another sheet in there that had this, it was like a rainbow stripe, and this was on the back. The rest of it is like green, blue, and purple or whatever. I just cut the red, orange, and yellow off the top, and I cut that into... I was going to cut it into a 3-inch strip, but the green started, and so I just cut it off at the green. So made that go all the way across. The 1/2-inch strip is this pumpkin pie color. It really is pumpkin pie because I actually had that. And then the 1.5-inch strip is scarlet. And then I used those leftover bits and pieces of that leaf to make these clusters, and you recognize them, I'm sure. I just inked them up. This is a close to my heart message, and aren't they pretty? Don't you love it? I think it looks really great. This is going to be really good for those fall pictures of us walking the dog that I have so many of, or going to the pumpkin patch or whatever. I just think it's really sweet. Okay, and then the other one that I made, brace yourself because I love it. It may be too much for you, I don't know. This is using that snowy winter kit, and I absolutely love it. So you remember last year, every year we go to the Christkindlmarkt, like the German festival, and it's always outside and it's always cold and we're all bundled up. And so I thought this one would be really good for that because it has the buildings outdoors. I really had to, it was work to use this peachy color. This is called Pretty in Pink, I think. It's a pink color, but it's not pink. It's kind of a salmony pink there. And so I used the 1.5, the 3-inch, the 1/2-inch, and then the 5-inch. And see, I turned it vertical on this one. And then I went ahead and decorated it because I had that leftover inside snow globe, and I just put snowflakes on it. I didn't make it into a shaker. I used one of the stickers from the sticker sheet, and then the rest I just cut from cardstock and used the stamp set. This right here is so much fun. This is that really cool ribbon that has the pom-poms on it. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I wish I didn't get quite so much of it, but it is perfect for sharing. It says you get 10 yards. 10 yards. I'm like, okay, I obviously need to do something with that and share it. And I bought 2 of these because I thought it would be adorable like this for the tops of tags. And it is, of course it is. And it adds a little something to pages. And then this right here is actually a snow globe out of the pattern paper that I cut. And then I just cut a little snow globe. And this is one of the stickers from the sticker sheet. So when I do the scrapbooking workshop for this, there was one page that was all snow, and I don't always have snow pictures. And so I thought this one, I'm more inclined to use, even though it's not technically necessarily going to be snowing, it is, to me, the German village kind of market thing. Okay, had to take a drink, sorry. All right, anyway, do you love it? I just love it. I think it's so cool. And so there's that 5, 3, I did 1.5 here and half here. And I did play with it, flipping it over and using the other side just to see how it would look. And the reason I put laid the photo mats on is because when you look at it without the photos, it's like, wow, that's a lot of green. But, you know, it gets covered up and just the edges show. And it's hard to get past that when you look at a layout without the photos, right? Okay, so there's the other one. All right, so I think I'm ready to create a page. And I thought I had other, oh yeah, let me grab pieces here. I really want to make this a 2-page layout. So I'm going to cut this down to 5, right? And this one down to 3. I really kind of I'm really tempted to use the glacier. Any thoughts on that? I don't know. The reason I'm thinking that is just because of what I have to use with it. Okay, hold on. Let me grab the other papers because I scrambled them up for whatever reason. I do not know why, but I did. All right. So my red glitter. When I cut red glitter, I always put it face down on my trimmer because it doesn't dull your blade as much. And you'll get a cleaner cut flipping it upside down. And then this one is the 1.5 inch piece. So you could totally flip these over and make them a little different, but okay, 1.5. I did, honestly, I was kind of like, what would this look like if the whole thing was flipped over? Because I could do, look at the stockings, they're cute. I could do this vertical. Look at that. That is adorable. And I would have a really cute wintry, you know, Christmas stocking page. But I don't want to, I really want to do the peppermints today. All right, so then we just have to decide what order everything should be in. I kind of like this, just like that. And I think I'm gonna do the glitter at the bottom. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Now, before I put everything in place, I'm gonna get my other page together here. I wanna show you some of the embellishments that I started to put together for this. So I'm gonna put this here. Okay, so I have a couple of watercolor pencils, a gel pen, a gray marker. I just wanted to show you some of the things that I've been putting together. I started to color these little greeneries with markers, and I don't love how that looks. it's a little too bold. I don't love it. So I have another one here, and I made a whole bunch of them using my pencils, and I just want to show you kind of how I did this. Hi, Noelle. Hi, Christy. Now I'm gonna go in closer. I'm gonna try, see if I can make this closer. So basically I'm using, like, this is more of a evergreen color, like that. And I'm just gonna really do a fast shade on all of these. I have one, you know, when you use colored pencils, you want one side of them to be pretty flat. You don't want to be using the pointy scribble side. You want an angle on it so that when you're coloring, you get this like kind of a smoother finish. And so this doesn't take very long. All right, and then I'm going to use the pointier version just to go down the lines like that. Okay, there's that one. Now I'm going to use this color, which is like an olivey green. They don't look like they should go together, but watch this. This is really cool. So I'm just doing a scribble motion. This is what I'm doing. Just like that, okay? And I'm going to do that on every leaf. From the base, scribble, scribble, scribble. Because, you know, I'm such a professional colorer. But and I'm turning it around because it's easier for me to do that scribble, scribble thing. And for the leaves that are kind of turned, I follow the top and then scribble down. Okay. That's it. And then, of course, I know it looks like nothing, but I made all of these and I cut them out. And see, they are scribble scrabbly a little bit. Now, if you really just hate that look, all you have to do is get a paintbrush or a water brush, or, you know, and look how it smooths out. See, if you don't like that scribble scrabble look, you can just go over them and smooth out that color for the perfectionists out there. Now, the berries I did with a red marker because I like the boldness. See how those are smoother? You can see they're still wet. And then these are more scribbly. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. Haven't done colored pencils for a while. The other thing I made a bunch of is candy canes, and hold on a minute. I just have to get them out. For some reason, I can't. So these are all finished coloring. I'm going to put them up here. And then I wanted to show you how I colored these. So I just used a red marker to go into the wide lines. And then I'm going to use, this is the ice gray blend. And if you use the lightest color of ice gray, like IG2, and you go just around the edge of your candy cane. Yes, I'm covering the white. Yes, I'm covering some of the red. But what that does is it makes your candy cane look like it's shaded, like it's going around in a circle. It gives it dimension, where if you just leave it plain, it doesn't have dimension. Do you see the difference between those two? And what the other thing that does is it makes it so you don't have to color your red super perfect. Okay, so if you don't get into every little bitty corner coloring, your gray is gonna fill that space. So that does help. Now the other thing that I love to do is I love the Jelly Roll pens, the ones with the little stars or the little glitter. And so I love to take these and add a red stripe, one of the red stripes in like a glitter gel pen. If you ever are like not sure what to tell your family you want for Christmas or in your Christmas stocking, tell them to get you a pack of glitter gel pens or any gel pens. They're so much fun to color with. They really add a little something to everything. Look at that with the, can you see the glitter? Shiny. It's really, they're fun, and you don't have to, I don't know. I just feel like they add a lot when you're coloring, and it really helps when you're coloring little tiny things, like, you know, that little girl eating cookies. Oh my gosh, those cookies and stuff are so small. It's so nice to be able to have something to color with that isn't so big, like a giant marker or a giant you know, something that's more precise. So a pen is fun. That's just my self saying that. And then you can also, you could even add a little something to your berries if you wanted to, and make them glittery. I'm just making a C on Gingerbread Man, and I thought he would be cute. And I wanted to use that peppermint cocoa. Hold on a minute. So one of the very last sets that Close to My Heart sold, actually Stampin' Up! Sold it for Close to My Heart, and I don't have no idea if this is still available, and a lot of you bought it. Hug in a Mug, and it has this big mug that I thought was adorable, and then it has the whipped cream and the marshmallows and a spoon and the little steam, and it has that candy cane. That's where I got the candy cane. Isn't it cute? So I just cut a bunch out and stamped those. And then, what else did I use? This is the Sentimental Wishes. It goes with that sentimental retro paper, and that's the image that I used. And there are die cuts so that you don't have to fussy cut that. You don't want to fussy cut that. So I'm just saying, ugh. And then, this is the Greetings of the Season, which is, I bought it because I wanted some new holiday messages, and I thought these were the ones there weren't a lot to pick from, gotta be honest, but I liked these. And I like the dies that come with them because they're generic enough that you can use them on anything. Like, I really like, you know, just general shapes of things. And so I used these shapes to make some little messages for my scrapbook pages. I used them to cut out a couple of little tag shapes. I used them to cut out these little shapes, and then I just dug through my messages looking for some coffee themed things. Sorry, I'm off camera. All I want for Christmas is coffee, happy, 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 fa la 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 la. And then this is what I decided to use as my title, which is Close to My Heart, and it was in that same set with the little gingerbread. I have some whipped cream that I stamped in mink and some steam. I wasn't sure if I would use it or not. I have some marshmallows. And I did go ahead and stamp one spoon just because I was curious. And then I thought I could, you know, just put the spoon in there. But I don't think I'll use the spoon. I don't know. I just thought it was cute. I wanted to see how it looked. All right. So I have all my little parts And I need to put this together, or else I'm going to lose my mind with pieces everywhere. So let me just really quick put my 3-2-1 thing together. Now, you know, it's not 3-2-1. It is 5, 3, 1.5, and half. I need to put my 5, 3, 1.5, and half together. And these are, you know, they're just bumping up to each other. But to be honest, if you don't, you know, if you don't like something showing as much, so this is your layout. You can do anything you want, of course. Boy, maybe I want to put this here. Yeah, I think I do, because I want to make a border at the top using those super cute candy canes and stuff. And if it's right next to the peppermint strip, I think it'll make it lost. So I'm just going to do it this way. All right. So there is side 1. Let me see if I can redo. I'm trying to zoom out a little bit. Tell me if I'm too close, too far. Quit moving, whatever. Let me know what works and what doesn't work, because I know it's annoying sometimes when the camera isn't close enough, or it's so close that you're not seeing everything. It's so annoying. Ugh, why do I do this? Okay. I was so pleased that I got my scrapbooking order early. I can't even tell you how surprised I am, because I don't even usually check tracking, but people keep asking me if I've received it yet. I was like, no. And so I decided I better check the tracking, and it wasn't supposed to arrive until tomorrow. So, and tomorrow evening is Daisy Lane Day. And yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. And you know what? I always find deals there, even though I've been purging my stash and getting rid of things. You know, I love buying other people's stuff for a song, and they have, I can't even tell you, if you watch their video, they have tables and tables and tables of like stamps, just gobs. And so it just gives you so many options. All right. I want to do a border, but I kind of want to lay out some photo mats. So this is going to be a coffee page, and I don't know if I'm going to do this way or this way, but there we go. There's a place to start. We are starting there. And you have to remember that there's going to be photos on here, so that red is just going to peek out. One of the things that I think is really cool about the Stampin' Up! Paper that they were starting to do is that they're starting to make the two-tone paper like close to my heart. And so I got my order and I started to pull out excuse me. I started to pull out some of the papers to compare to close to my heart. So when I finish here and I go live, I will definitely like let you know what I think. I thought it would be really cute to make a couple of tags. I wasn't sure what color, with the little "Have yourself a merry little coffee." Isn't that adorable? And I think I want this up here. And I will pop that up a little bit. So that'll be my border. And then "Have yourself a merry little coffee." It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Let me get my glue out. I just refilled my glue, so it's like splooshing out a little bit. So I'm just gonna put a little glue there and put that there. I'm gonna let that dry for just a second, and then I will, I thought about putting the coffee cups up here at the top, but I want to try something else first because I think these are so cute. These candy canes are adorable. And what if I kind of mix them in here? And then the little, you know, gingerbread men popped up. OMG, these are cute. These are cute. Okay, yeah, I like that. Anybody see something else is there something else I should do? And then maybe over here, I can do the coffee cup. Should I put a candy cane in it? Here. And then I have these cute little messages. The fa la la latte. And all I want for Christmas is coffee. And this little happy, happy, happy. I also have whipped cream and marshmallows that I could put gosh, the whipped cream is cute. I don't know about whether I want to use it or not, but dang, it's cute. I love the marshmallows though. Now on this marshmallow, I outlined it using the super duper lightest tan, and it does give it just a little bit of dimension, and I think it needs it. I just think it needs it. Let me grab one. This paper is the Sentimental Wishes, I think it's called. Let me look for my lightest color. I'll just use tan. I'm just going to use the tan blend, but I'm going to use the lightest color. I'm going to do another little marshmallow outline. So Stampin' Up! Is really big into charity, which is great. And if you buy the suite, for every bundle, like if you buy the paper and the stamps or whatever of this set, they donate to a kids charity. It's just kind of a nice thing to do. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, and you can see that marker, it does fade back just a little bit. All right, let's finish our little tag over here. So I'm going to snip this off. I'm like garbage all over the place. I could have wrapped it around, right? And then I think the coffee needs to be popped up just a smidge. So my upline is so amazing. She has made Platinum Elite, which is the highest level that you can reach in Stampin' Up! Land. And think about how short of a time that is. She has worked very hard to do that. Her goal was September, and she made it like September 6th or something like that. I'm like, May to September, she reached the highest level. She's really an incredible person and very supportive. So that's okay. So now I just have to do, I could put a candy cane in there. I could put, I don't know, could put anything, but I'm going to put it over here, I think, in this corner. And then for the, I could either do this little bow, like, or, you know, this little ribbon like this. Oh, that's cute. It doesn't exactly match the paper. See, that paper is not Pool Party. But I did add, it's the same color as Glacier. So I did add a little bit of it. So it's a possible solution. I mean, you know, I can use it. And I do really like adding a ribbon. Okay, hold on. Gotta trim. And then one thing I like to do, like when I'm really lazy and I don't want to tie, is I like to staple. So I bought like a million colored staples. I found them at, surprisingly, at Daisy Lane. And I just bought them, and some of them are different colors. So there's a red one, and you can see that is an easy way. And I find using a heavy duty office stapler or whatever works really good for ribbon. Sometimes if you use the little scrapbooking style, they're just not the same. That is cute. I think I might do that. Okay. So basically I have a little thing here. I'll have my little photos here, the border across the top. Aren't these cute? Cute, cute, cute. And same thing kind of going on this page. And I might add an additional, I don't know, I might add a little whipped cream or the other little, marshmallows on there. I just think it's cute. I love it. So this will be me buying our peppermint mochas for everybody, right? It's got peppermint all over it. Look at how cute this is. And you guys, I love this page so much. And then I have some extra greenery if I feel like I need it. I mean, you know, it would be really easy to add just a little bit down here at the bottom or where my little messages are, you know, just to accent the photo a little more. I don't know. What do you think? Yay, right? I love it. And so now I just need to glue like crazy. So I made a whole bunch of extra. I have all these little whipped creams. I was like, that could be smoke too. I could do something like that in black or purple or green on top of that cauldron. That might look cute. All right, so I hope you guys like that page. I almost always add a little bit of bling also. And oh gosh, what about the peppermints, you guys? I know that these are sold out at the moment, but look, if I add the peppermints to this, oh yes, 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 that's going to be perfect. Instead of regular gems, I'll add the peppermints. This will be perfect. So I just need to glue that together. I hope you like it because I just think that's awesome. Okay, one more time. This set was from Close to My Heart, had the this was like that teachery kind of set. Remember how they had like a teacher set? So it has the mug and the little marshmallows and whipped cream and a spoon, and there is the candy cane. This is the greenery I used on this Sentimental Wishes set. This is part of that bundle. If you like it, you may not like it. My thought was the stocking was too fat, but when I saw it on the paper, I'm like, oh, well, that's not as big as I thought. And I saw them make a card with it, you know, with an oval. It turned out really cute. So, and then these are the tags I used. And, you know, you can use any messages you want to put on there. So one more time, really fast. I'm going to just show you the pages again. So we have a 5, 3, 1.5, and half. Okay? 5, 3, 1.5, and half. And then I added a ribbon to it. The way I add ribbons to pages is I use my ATG and just make a little tiny strip and I push it down, but it's all floppy and loose, and then I flip it over, adhere it to the back, and use washi to hold it. Because ribbon on pages, it has a tendency to lose adhesive over time. Ask me how I know. I have pages that are like 20 years old where the adhesive came loose and they're all bubbly looking. I don't like that. So, excuse me. I knew that was coming. I ran outside right before I came over and I was chasing down a cat. I know it's weird, but anyway, I thought that was cute. And then the fall page. So 5, 3, 1.5 is at the bottom, and then the half is this orange strip. See how I mixed it up where I put it? Based on your photos, it's all going to look different. And so every page that you make using this formula is going to look different. Now, I'm going to give you a little task as you're watching some of these makers who do these major scrapbooking kits that you're dying to buy or whatever. Think about, look at their base page. Don't look at their decoration. Just look at their base layout. And I can guarantee you that they use almost the same 5 to 10 base pages on every workshop they do. And we've been doing that too in the videos. And so some of them are this 5, 3, 1.5, and half. You should watch it and see. It's very interesting because the pages all look so different. So, okay, I am going to stop this live, and then I am going to come back on and I'm going to go through my scrapbooking haul that I got in the mail yesterday, because I know a lot of you are dying to see what that looks like. So hang in there and I'll be back soon. Thanks.